So, you want to make some hand-painted textures? Well, go ahead and grab a paintbrush, a little bit of paint, and start painting your hand. Hey guys, welcome back to TutsByKai. I'm Kai, and today we are back in Blender once again, taking a look at how to make some hand-painted textures like I just said there. We're going to be using Default Cube today, because Default Cube is gorgeous, of course, and he hasn't gotten enough love lately, so... this is actually really easy to do, especially in 2.8. In previous versions, it was much harder to actually get set up, but this is so easy. So, I have my tablet today. I'm using my tablet, my drawing tablet. And what we're going to do is we're going to go straight on up to texture paint here at the top of the screen here. And it should split your screen into two, and it should have this pink little default cube over here. It made default cube pink, but that's fine. We'll fix that in a second. So, we're going to go ahead and go to the material tab here on the right-hand side. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and we're going to create a new material. But we're going to do that first over here on the texture side. So, I'm going to hit new right there, and just we can name this something, but I'm just going to leave it titled untitled. And we're going to hit OK. Now, that should make this black and zoom in a little bit. Looks like a little cross. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the material tab, and we're going to drop this down, and we're going to grab this material that we already have here, which is the default material for default cube. And then we're going to go to base color, hit this little circle, and then change it to image texture, and then hit this little drop down and select untitled. Now, you can see what we have here is a black cube, which is because this over here is black. And now you can see when we paint, you can see we have gorgeous painting that's occurring on the cube over there. So now we can actually paint stuff, which is really cool. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to undo all of those things because we don't need that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. And you can either paint on the cube or you can paint on the texture. You can do either, but the only difference is that if you paint on the texture here, you actually have to change the radius of your brush more often, because if I draw like this super close up, right, it's the same width as if I were to draw super far away. But as opposed to if I were super close to the cube, and if I was wait a minute, there we go. I was too close. If I'm super close to the cube here, you can see that we have a smallish line, and then if I zoom out, you see I have a much bigger line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of commit to perhaps making a we'll do like stone brick. We'll do like a stone brick texture or something. So I'll grab a grayish color like that, and we'll just use the fill tool to fill this in here so it's kind of all gray now, which is what I want. There's a little spot there, and that's gonna bug me. So let's do it on this side. Yeah, if we fill on this side, it's much easier than filling on this side. So we'll do that, and then I'm gonna grab the brush back, and we're going to drop my color down a little bit more. Now you can see we have, that's too dark. It's still too dark. We also need to turn off, I forgot something, we need to turn off specular as well, and roughness, because we're getting like some sheeny shines. Also, let me go to material, there we go. Now you can see this is what the color actually looks like on material mode, or we can do rendered mode as well. So let's use this side right here, and I'm going to change the brush size down to maybe like 10 pixels. And I'm going to kind of just do this super quick so you guys get an idea. So I'm just going to kind of go across here. And I want this to be super loose and kind of like regular. So I'm going to kind of just make some nice little bricks. I'm going to hit 1 on my numpad, actually. And we're actually going to use this side. I want to change our light setup. So let me real quick go back to object mode and grab our lamp and kind of face it towards the front there, and we'll also rotate our cube so I don't have to paint that again. Where was that at? There it is right there. RX90, nope, RZ90, sorry. Alright, cool. So I just rotated that to the front just to save time. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and go back to texture paint, and we'll just continue painting here. Now, this is obviously a super rushy job, but what you can get the idea with, you can do some really amazing hand painted textures like this, and this is a really cool way of trying to get like more stylized type game art, because it's so easy to do it right here in Blender. And the cool thing is that the textures don't even have to loop. You can technically just carry this across to the other side, and you can just paint this side now, and we can have like a different texture. Maybe I want this to be a little bit more curved like that, right? And we can go across, and they don't have to loop. So you can just literally just, you know, pull them together like that, which is just very cool. And you can do so much variation and so many different combinations of textures, rather. So we'll do something like that. And now I kind of want to go ahead and maybe do a little bit of shading. The only thing that isn't the best is that there's not like a definitive layer system, I would say. Now there is like a way where you can, let me grab this real quick. There's a way like you can, oh, no, not that. Wait, no, undo that. Undo painting mask. We don't need that. There is a way where if I go to, if I go up here to the blend modes, I can kind of do like what you would assume I can do from other painting applications. So I can kind of overlay on top of things, and that's maybe a little bit of a layer kind of system. But for now, other than doing like something extremely crazy, there's not a definitive layer system. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe drop this down a little bit more. Maybe we'll do a little bit of like really super rough shading. There's my strength. My strength is too high for this. We're going to maybe just something super simple like this. We'll kind of pull this together. I want to darken the lines as well. So we'll do like, we'll do like that. Pull the strength back, maybe the radius up a little bit or down. We'll kind of just go across like this. Give it just a little bit of shading on there. But you can see, like I said, super rush job, but we can get some really cool textures like this very easy. So I'm gonna actually finish this up just a little bit, and then I will be back once I'm done with that, just so you guys get a better idea. Alright, so something that I wanted to touch on a little bit before we ended today's tutorial. You can see here that I have finished up basically almost all of it anyway, and there's a lot of stuff that I would do, especially if this, you know, if we spend more time on it. But we have some more options here, so I'm going to kind of close this. So just drag our cursor from left to right there and close all that. So now you can see up here at the top, we have actually more options than we had when I had that closed, because you couldn't see them because they were kind of off the screen. But we have a couple of things, and the thing that I want to talk about the most is probably fall off and stroke. So fall off is kind of like you know, like the fall off right here. You have too far. You have the kind of fading away. Now this is kind of like a big deal, especially if you're doing a lot of digital art. You know how much of a big deal that is. So you can see here that if I change this line a little bit, the line stroke style will kind of change, get bigger, thicken up, and be a little less, as you can see, faint, or darker rather, in some areas. So what I want to do kind of here a little bit is I want to maybe do a little bit of texture like that. So we're kind of go over this a little bit, just like this, just very faintly. Just want to kind of go over it. Maybe a couple other bricks as well. I don't want to do this to every single one, but you guys get the idea though. I just want to kind of go through like this. And also the second thing I want to talk about was, of course, the stroke up there in a second. Just want to finish this brick here. And we're just going to go across. I want to purposely leave some gaps in there like that. Purposely have some darker ones. Kind of just going through and painting now, you know. Like that. Same thing up here. Kind of get in some texture there. Alright, so that was good. Now I want to go ahead and go to stroke real quick, and you can see here we have like spacing, so that's obviously going to make this more dotted. And we also have, what's something else we have in here? I'm turning that spacing down. We also have like dash length and jitter. We can put a little bit of jitter on there. You can see it kind of makes it a little random, which is nice for texture if you're doing texture. Let's actually use that real quick. Let's do a bunch of jitter, and we'll kind of just put a few of these in some specific areas, like through here, some of the shading across there, maybe a little bit, just a little bit, just for some texture. You get it, you know? I like that. I like that. Yeah, very neat. Just kind of break up some of that smoothness, you know. But yeah, you get the picture. So that is pretty much that's pretty much it for today's tutorial. Like I said, just super quick kind of thing for you guys today. I really do hope you, ladies and gentlemen, enjoyed it. That is going to be it. I will see you in the next one. But until then, bye bye.